Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is a spring slash summer, but really spring inspired makeup look. I love spring in New York simply because it's the time of year where everyone is planting flowers all over the city. All the parks are covered in hundreds of different varieties of tulips, which are one of my favorite colors. Not colors, well, they come in many colors, but one of my favorite flowers. They also love planting a lot of peonies and a whole host of different flowers. So I love going around the city taking pictures of these brightly colored flowers. So I was very heavily inspired by seeing some tulips in a park near to where I work, and this one was orange and pink, and it lost my mind when I saw it, because nature provides such amazing inspiration on how to combine colors. Because if you ever notice that a flower always looks perfect regardless of whatever colors are in the flower, whether it's just one color, whether it's a variegation of colors, you know, going from white to the actual color itself, or if it's a combination of many different kind of colors. Nature is perfect. You want to know how to put colors together? Look at nature, look at flowers, look at how green the greens are compared to how yellow the yellows are, where the white mixes in, where the black mixes in. Fantastic. Anyway, so I saw those flowers and I was like, you know what, I need to do a makeup look you know, regarding this. And when I went to the makeup show, one of the items that I picked up was this Black Up Cosmetics Liquid Smoky Waterproof Eye Pencil, and I literally built my makeup look around this one pencil. So it's actually a very simple look. It's not a very heavy look. It's a bright look without being too bright. It incorporates color, and I kept the lips very neutral and nude because of the color that I use on my lids and on my cheeks. So this is a great look. You're going partying. Of course, now it's getting warm in New York, so you know they're going to be rooftop parties and parties in different parks. So this is a very good look to use if you kind of want to do something a little bit different but than your classic smoky eye, or just putting some liner on your lower lash line or something like that. So it's a simple look. I decided to add some demi wispies false lashes with them just to kind of pump it up a little bit, but you could absolutely totally ignore the lashes, the false lashes, and just put some mascara on your own. But I like how it looks. I like how it came out. So here's the video. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel. All the links will be below. I also will have a blog post with close-up pictures of the makeup, as well as the flower that I was used as influence for this look, and a list of all the ingredients, what ingredients? This is not cooking. All of the products that I used to create this very simple look. I kept the skin very light. I used a very light. It gives full coverage, but the weight of the liquid is very light, so it looks like skin. It feels like nothing on the skin. And this is actually the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. I actually will have a review on that video. I'm not sure if it will go up before or after this one, but in any case, I'll have a link to it so you can see my full review on it. So if you want to see what it looks like on my skin. And last, before I get to the actual video, I use this new lipstick, this new nude lipstick from a woman called Melissa, and she started her very own vegan lipstick line called the Lip Bar. I'll of course have all the information below, but it's a black-owned business, a woman-owned business, and yeah, I was highly impressed. Look at that nude lip. Basically looks like my lip without looking ashy. Absolutely fantastic. So if you like this look, stay tuned. Let me go. So here we go. I have already started with my face moisturized. You use whatever moisturizer you have, and I am going to start with my eyebrows. So I'm just getting my stuff together. I'm using these two products. One of them is from MAC, and it's one of their waterproof, water resistant eyebrow products. And I usually like to use that in addition to using the pencils, so the gel keeps the hairs intact and keep them fully shaped, and then the pencil will be used to add to fill in the sparse areas that I have because I don't have very thick eyebrows. So right now I'm just combing through my eyebrows, kind of looking at the shape and seeing what I'm working with. So that's what's going on here. So for my eyes, for my eyebrows, what am I using? I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in dark brown, that's the pencil, and the MAC Pro Longwear Waterproof Brow Set in brown ebony. I don't have a lot of hair in my eyebrows, and they're very thin and not very dark, so I often like to darken them. So now they're done, as you can see, and I'm moving on to my eyes. I just got this primer and it's fantastic. It actually has overtaken my Urban Decay primer potion. And this is from MAC. It's called the Prep and Prime 24-Hour Extend Eye Base. So I'm using my ring finger just to put that on to my eyelids and to any area that I'm going to be using eye products. You know, eye pencils or anything like that. Why am I at a loss for words? Anyway, this is a very good base. It has a kind of a silicone feel, and that's what I'm using on the top. And now I'm going to use this brush from Sigma, and I'm going to use that to place some of that primer on my lower lash line. And that brush from Sigma is actually called the Precision Tapered Brush in P86. I'm going to have a link to that below, which it will actually be on my blog, but the link to the blog post will be below. And I'm actually using that just to put some product on my lower lash line. And that will help the eyeliner to stay and not to drift too far down, and then it'll make the area a little bit smoother so I can put some eyeshadow below there. So that's what I'm doing. That's what's going on right now. Just finishing that up, making sure I get into the corners, because for whatever reason, the corners of my eyes, it gives a lot of trouble to keep product on. So I have to oftentimes pack extra product on just so that it can stay. I don't know why the skin in that area does that. So that's what I'm doing here. Just making sure I have product on the corners of my eyes so that there's no gap. And that white spot you're seeing is a little bit of that primer I got on my lower lash line, on my lower lashes, sorry. Next, I am going to continue prepping my skin, and I am going to prime my face, and this will help with the face products that I'm going to be putting on afterwards. So this is actually from a company that I really like their stuff, and this is actually from Ardency Inn. It's the Americana Ultra Lightweight Skin Perfecting Primer, which is silicone free. So I'm just putting that on the areas of my skin that I know that I'm going to be putting product on, namely a foundation. I don't usually put product all over my face. I like the less is more approach. So I'm just putting product on where I think I'm going to need it. And that's definitely around my nose area and then around my mouth and chin area. As you can see, I have a lot of hyperpigmentation in the lower part of my face. So I'm just making sure I get that ready. Sorry about the camera going out of focus there for a little bit. Next up, I'm going to start applying my eyeshadows. So if you look at the inspiration picture that I chose, it's a tulip that is orange and pink in color. It's very vibrant. But for this spring summer look, I'm kind of trying to keep everything very natural and very light. So the colors are not going to be intense. They'll be visible, but not super intense. So I'm now adding some products to the eye. First up, I'm going to put the Kevyn Aucoin eye pigment in Titan Or you can use any orangey or bronze base that you have. You don't have to use the Kevin Aucoin product. There are tons of great products that you can find in the drugstore that are cream eyeshadows that work very well as a base. Maybelline has just brought out some cream eyeshadow pencils that are long wearing. They also have that similar product in pot form. So just find whatever bronzy or orangey base that you like to use. So for this tutorial, I'm actually going to be using the Kevin Aucoin product. The other product that I showed you previously, that will be the source of my orange eye color. This particular color is actually more of a burnt orange, and it's one of my old school eyeshadows from NARS, and it's the NARS eyeshadow duo in Mediterranean, and I'm using the orange side, and I'm actually going to apply that with a beautiful brush that I like from a company called Cossetti. It's the Cossetti blending brush in S175. I love the craftsmanship of this brush. This is actually an all vegan line, so all of these brushes are synthetic. Looks like a natural brush, it's synthetic, but it's super soft, and it allows me to put the product on very evenly onto the skin. Now I'm going to put some eyeshadow in the crease to kind of blend out that orange color from Mediterranean, and I am going to be using, which one is that I'm going to be using? I am going to be using Melt Cosmetics eyeshadow stack in Unseen, and this is more of a medium tone, somewhat dusty brown color, and and it's really very close to my skin tone, and I love using this as a transition color in the crease. So I'm using a brush, another blending brush, and this one is from Sigma again, and it's the eye blending brush in E25, and it's very similar to the MAC 217 brush. Very soft natural hairs, and I'm using that just to blend that orange eyeshadow in the crease so there are no harsh lines. Everything moves seamlessly from the eyelid to the crease all the way up to the brow bone. To add a little bit more definition, I am going to be using the eyeshadow from Colourful Cosmetics, and this is the Super Shock eyeshadow in Bandit, and it's a more of a richer red toned brown shade that I'm using to slightly define the outer corner and outer crease of my eye, and I'm using the same brush. So just kind of blend it in. I want everything to look fairly subtle, color but subtle. That makes it very wearable. Now, but back to the fun part. This particular pencil, when I saw this pencil, I instantly knew I had to use this in this look. This is going to be the source of my pink color. And this pencil is from Black Up Cosmetics Le Cool Smoky Waterproof Eye Pencil in KS06. Waterproof eye pencil that is soft. So I'm running that all along my lower lash line and lower waterline, and that's the source of my pink color. Trying to focus, trying to get a little bit closer so you guys can see what I'm doing. And and there you go. Very soft, love the color, and a subtle pop of pink. Now I'm using this pointed Q-tip or cotton swab to kind of blend out the edges of that eye pencil before it sets. It's very creamy and it's very easy to work with. It's very malleable, but once it sets, that's it. Great option for the summer if you're looking to have color, but you want to stay in the heat and in all the sweat. So there you have it. The color on this is a very easy look. Not super complicated. A couple colors and you're good to go. Now I'm going to line my upper lash line, and I'm using one of my favorite liquid liners. This one actually has a brush tip, and it's inspired by Japanese calligraphy pens. So what is this one called? This is called the Surat Beauty Orthographic Eyeliner and in Chat Noir. Use whatever liquid, gel, or pencil liner that you feel comfortable with. I cut my teeth learning how to apply eyeliner on liquid liner, so I never had a problem using liquid eyeliner. But I understand if you don't, if that's an issue for you, you could use a pencil, or you can use a gel liner that's a little bit easier to work with. So I'm just lining the upper lash line. I am not looking for a super thick or super winged line. I just want to define my lash line a little bit and kind of make the base of my lashes look a little bit more dense. So you can see the difference between the both eyes, the one that has the liner and the one that doesn't. So now I have lined both lashes, upper lash lines. And let's see what's going to be the next step. Mascara. A sample from Tarte that I got at Sephora, and this is a good lengthening and defining mascara. I am actually going to have a full-on review for this mascara, probably posted after this video, so just check that out. So I'm trying to give a little bit of life to my lower lashes because, as you can see, they're basically non-existent. But you know what you can see. That's what I have. So putting some mascara on the lower lash line, and then I'll put some mascara on the upper lash line as well too. And I'm avidly trying not to poke my eye out with this mascara brush. So it's a little bit more difficult doing this in front of a camera, in front of a mirror. And I usually like to get really up close and personal with my mirror to put my liner on or my mascara. So now I'm moving on to the upper lashes. As you can see, it definitely defines my lashes, but it's not super thickening. But it's a very good mascara nonetheless. So it all depends on what you are looking for. So I am just applying some of this product, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. My lips look a little bit shiny. That's because before the video, I added some Oyen lip balm to make sure my lips were nice and soft. Now I'm going to layer this mascara using one of my holy grail OG mascaras of life. This, don't sleep on Chanel. Chanel makes some amazing mascaras, and this is my favorite of the Chanel mascaras. This is called the Chanel Le Volume de Chanel mascara in number 10, which is the noir color. That is definitely a lot more volumizing mascara. Now I'm going to define the lower waterline, and I'm using one of my favorite eye pencils from MAC. And this is the Kohl Power Pencil from MAC in Feline. It's even better than Smolder, which a lot of people use. But once I discovered this one from MAC, I haven't touched Smolder. Super black, and it gives a very matte finish. I'm actually tight lining, which is lining my upper lash line, my upper waterline, as well as my lower waterline. And that's just to make the look around the eyes a little bit more intense. But I'm keeping the line very thin. I'm not going to blend that out. I just want it to be very intense around the lashes. So let's see what's going to happen next. I think I'm probably going to move on to my, oh no, I'm actually cleaning up. You know, mistakes happen when you're doing makeup. Nobody does makeup perfectly from the get-go. So always keep cotton swabs at the ready to clean up and to define your look. I like to actually dip these cotton swabs in a little bit of moisturizer to help get rid of the excess product on my face, and it doesn't break down whatever you've prepped your skin with as well, as opposed to using makeup remover. Now I am going to further enhance my brow bone by putting a very subtle brow bone highlight. I am not here for the All Out Disco Brow Bone Highlight. I like it very subtle. I want you to see my face and not my highlight. So this is another product from Melt Cosmetics, and this is called Blur. It's a, I would say it's a slightly creamy matte shade. And to add a little bit more to the brow bone, I'm using the light side of that NARS eyeshadow duo in Mediterranean. This has a little bit of shimmer, but not too much, because I don't want the focus to be on the brow bone. I want to define the high points of the eyebrow without and allowing it to lift the face without looking too obvious. But if that's what you like, you do you. As you can see, I also don't do the Instagram eyebrows. I'm not here for that either. Eyebrows don't grow in blocks. I like to keep my eyebrows looking very full, but natural looking and defined. So I'm pretty much done with defining my eyebrows. Now to the base. I am using this wonderful product from NARS. It's one of their newer foundations that they brought out last year. And what is this called? This is called, what is this called? It's called the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation in the color Benares, which is dark 3, which is their second darkest shade. Now, I've seen a lot of reviews on YouTube, people using 4 or 5 pumps. Two things to note. One, you don't have to put foundation all over your face, and you don't have to put a thick layer of foundation all over your face. You can have a full coverage foundation that is still very thin in texture. It has to do with the amount of pigment in the foundation as opposed to the viscosity or the thickness of the foundation. So I have used one single pump, and I'm putting it on areas that I need coverage the most. It's a very highly pigmented foundation. You have to shake it up before you use it because the pigments often settle, but it is super lightweight. It has a water-like texture, and it gives a luminous glow, but not super luminous. It is more of a satin finish. Absolutely love this foundation. It's one of my favorite foundations to use when I'm filming videos, especially because I don't really wear foundation on a regular everyday basis. And the second thing, NARS does not make foundation brushes. Look at their collection of brushes. None of them are specifically made to use with brushes. All of their artists use their hands to apply foundation to the skin. It gives a very skin-like coverage and finish. It allows the foundation to warm up to the person's skin, so it melts into the skin. This is a fantastic foundation, and I'm putting this in areas that I need it, and I'm leaving the areas that I don't need it without foundation. So my skin looks finished. My skin tone is more or less even, but it doesn't look overdone. It doesn't look heavy or cakey. So this is a technique that you can use. And you can see, I have kind of lessened my hyperpigmentation, but you can still see a little bit of it because I still want a little bit of it to show through, because I want to look like myself. Don't want to look heavily made up. And so I'm applying it to my nose area. I'm applying it to the areas where I know I'm going to be using products, like my cheeks. So I know I'm going to be putting on blushes, and I want the blushes to have something else to stick onto. So I'm putting it on my cheek area, my nose area, and my chin around my mouth. And you see, one single pump. You don't need 4 or 5 pumps. You don't need 10 pumps. I am using the foundation as it is meant to be used. If you want something more full coverage, I would probably recommend you using a different foundation. And look at that, very natural, but my skin tone is even. Love this foundation. I'm going to have a full length review on it coming up after this video. So now that I've applied my foundation, I'm going to allow it to sit on the skin, and I'm going to now put on my blush. I love cream blushes. They melt, of course, because they're creamy or more liquid in texture. They melt into the skin, so it gives a lot more natural finish. And because it's summer, you know I'm all about my corals and my oranges. So I'm using this blush from Becca Cosmetics. Is the Beach Tint Water Resistant Color for Cheeks and Lips in Guava. So I put a little bit of that on my fingers and I'm applying it to my cheeks for a really subtle but warm effect on my skin. So as you can see, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous color, and it just melts into the skin. It's a lot easier to use than powder products. If you find yourself having difficulty using powder blushes, try a cream or a liquid blush. And Becca makes some amazing ones, and they're water resistant, so you don't have to worry about them streaking when it gets hot or it gets very wet. I am going to use another product from Becca, and this is the newly released Luminous Blush in Snapdragon. This is very similar to the rest of their, what are those products called? Why am I blanking on what they're called? It's very similar to their most popular products. I have it in opal and topaz. Um, you know what I'm talking about. It's just the powder blush version of that, and another. It's in another very corally, leaning pink, but it's still a coral color, and it has shimmer in it. Not chunky glitter, but shimmer. And I'm using an angled brush from Crown Brush in IB 106 to apply that to the skin. So that's what you're looking at there. So I'm using this both as a way to intensify that base color blush that I use, as well as a highlighter, because it has the shimmer, so it will highlight the cheeks, but in a more natural way. Now to the lips. I just discovered this brand 2 or 3 weeks ago at the makeup show, and I'm in love. It's a black-owned, woman-owned lip product company called The Lip Bar. I met the owners, Melissa and Roscoe, really very nice. And look at this nude lip. This is absolutely fantastic. So this is called the Lip Bar lipstick in the color Chocolate Spritzer. It's a very creamy lip color, and it has a slight glossy sheen, and that's because it has, I think, castor oil and shea butter in their formulation. But it's absolutely amazing. You definitely have to check them out. I think they sell them at Ricky's in New York, and you can get them on their website as well too. Next, I actually like to apply my lip liner after I apply my lipstick or lip product. So this one is the Smashbox Always Sharp Lip Liner in Dark Nude. So that's what I'm doing there. Kind of blending it in. So I don't want to have that 90s black lip liner with gold lipstick look. You know, everybody in Trinidad knows what I'm talking about. So I'm basically blending that in, so it's a seamless transition from the border of my lips to the inner lips. But I have to give major props to this lipstick. It is a fantastic nude lip for those of us that have dark skin and pigmented lips. It is wonderful. This brand also has matte liquid lipsticks as well too. So you can check that out, but this version is more of a creamy finish. And that is basically it. That's the look. It's done. This is my tulip inspired spring summer look. It's a great way to wear color, but not in an overly colorful way if you like that more subtle look. And of course you can bump that up by applying the color more intensely. And yeah, So I'm going to just put a little bit of this eyeshadow just to kind of make the inner corners of my eyes pop a little bit. This is one product that I picked up in my Sephora haul that I have a few weeks ago. You definitely check out that video. And this product is from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it's one of their duochrome eyeshadows in China Doll. So I just put that on the inner corners of my eyes just to bring a little bit more light to that region and open up my eyes a little bit more. And I'm using that Cossetti brush in S175. So the look is basically done. You can add whatever else you want. My hair is an old twist out that is really old, and I just pulled my hair back in one. That's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this, and definitely check me out.
Really good
All my social medias below. Have a great day. I'll catch you later. Bye.